Alright, it's been a reasonably busy morning. I've gone and dropped off the Suzuki. I missed out on a day or so of vlogging, but guys, we bought a Suzuki Vitara, same shape as my off-road one, that I was able to get the engine out of. Didn't film any of it. It's just been so hot and we've been rushing to try and get it done, because I told you guys I need to get an engine in that car for a Christmas Eve event that I want to go to. And then on top of that, I got as much as I could done, and then I went ahead and dropped off the engine out of the new car to drop into the green car, and I dropped that all off at Kevin Bell this morning, where Russell is going to be handling it. And here, you hold this, where Russ is going to be handling it. And then I went and dropped the Raptor off, and also for some reason the 90 broke down on Tiana, which sucked, so I had to go help her. Then I went and dropped the Raptor off, and the Raptor is currently finally getting tinted, and now we're on our way to Toyota to pick up a new car. So pretty exciting. There's only a handful of these in the country right now. We'll show you guys in a sec. Obviously the other bit there that would have made no relevance was I took the kids off to go for a bounce, so they had a ball this morning. But yeah, new car time, let's go. Alright, so we're here at Toyota. I'm picking up a car, so should be interesting. So I am in the 300 series Land Cruiser now, GR series, and what I can mention straight off the bat is the bonnet is weird. The bonnet is, how can I explain it? The bonnet, jumping especially out of a Raptor, and I was just driving my JZX90 now, but jumping out of the Raptor into this, the bonnet looks ginormous. It has two huge humps on it, and then it's sort of small in the middle, which is, you know, you'll get used to it by all means, but just instantly looking at the front of this car, it just looks, it looks insane. So I'll try and show you guys quickly. But if you look from where I'm driving at, you've got two massive humps here, and then it's smaller in the middle. So very interesting sort of way to, you know, look out the front of the car. Seating position's a little bit high, if I'm honest. I'm 6'2", the seat's sitting as low as it can possibly go, and I'm really not far off the roof. You know, there's probably an inch or so there, so that is probably something for taller people to keep in mind. I'm just double checking. Yeah, it's definitely as low as it will go. So absolutely maxed out all the way to the bottom. All right, so I'll quickly come clean with you guys. I am picking this up for a friend, obviously. I haven't gone out, and honestly, after driving it, I've done, there's literally 24 Ks on the odometer. This is a brand spanking new car. Just purely comfort based, I'm definitely not seeing 150 grand in value. That's the retail on this car is 150 grand. You currently can't buy any of them. They're all sold out, and the only way to get one is secondhand, and the secondhand market is insane. It's like 40 grand over the retail price. These things are selling for like 180, 190,000 secondhand. So it's very much ludicrous how much these are selling for, and to be honest, it's a bit uncomfortable. Jumping out of using the Ranger Raptor, obviously that's what I drive daily. The Raptor's definitely more comfortable. I am enjoying the air-conditioned seats in the GR LANDCRUISER, but the center console in this car is huge. It's absolutely humongous, and it really intrudes on driver space inside the car. Again, I'm 6'2", 120 kilos. If you were any bigger, like if you had big thighs, for instance, you would actually be really uncomfortable in here. So yeah, it's hard to explain, but basically where my legs are sitting is really sort of tight to the steering wheel and doesn't feel fantastic. The armrest with the cool box in the center, very cool touch. I do like the fridge in the center, and obviously the armrest itself is at a really nice height. I do like that probably better than the Raptor, but the seat you can't compare. The Raptor is definitely far more comfortable. Other than that, I would absolutely love to take this thing off-road. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get the opportunity, but they do have a lot of really cool tech in this car. Center diff lock. It's got essentially something similar to what the Ford Broncos have in the States, where it has essentially U-turn helper for when you're on dirt. It will basically hold your, just say you're doing a right-hand U-turn, it will hold your right-hand rear tire. You'll go full lock, and it'll essentially help drag the front of the car around to get tighter U-turns happening with the car. It's factory front and rear diff locks. It has a bunch of different driving modes. I mucked around with them then. The power isn't overwhelming by any means. It does pick up well, but I don't know if I would say it's fast by any means. Yeah, coming out of the Raptor to this, the Raptor's obviously a touch slower, but not a great deal slower by any means. And keeping in mind, I jumped out of my Raptor, which is on 35, so that does slow it down a little bit. If it did still have the stock wheels on, I would have loved to have a little drag race with these cars. It is definitely quite a pretty car to look at. I'm finding it really tough to get past 150 grand. Even at 100 grand, I would, sort of question it. Obviously this is going to have a lot of cool tech. It does have sway bar disconnects and things like that, but it's a full-size paneled car, just as big as the 200 series, so that's, you're still very close to the ground. It has some sort of dynamic or hydraulic suspension in the GR, so again, simple things like lifting this car is going to be a fairly extensive job. It is more of a, I wouldn't even say mall crawler, but it's definitely not, at the current height, wouldn't be ideal off-road. You think you'd be better off getting something like the Sahara if you wanted to spend 150 grand, and it has a different style of suspension that can be lifted. But overall, well, not overall, but in general, there's just a lot of things that are definitely good about the car, but then there's a lot of things that probably let it down at that price point that I personally can't see. So we'll get it back to the house and have a bit of a look under the bonnet and around the car, and see what else I can tell you guys about this car with the limited amount of time I have with it. So the looks of the car in general are interesting. It's really weird, the car looks small. Like, it genuinely looks small. I'm looking at a Navara just here in the distance, and then looking at that, it really doesn't look a lot bigger, and when you drive it, it doesn't feel bigger. It's such a strange thing, but these are apparently the same size as the 200 series, but 200 kilos lighter, so very interesting to say the least. The styling's pretty cool. I actually like the styling. It just doesn't feel big. So a few extra things we've just picked up on while mucking around with the car here at home. Wifey's found, has like an extra deep drink holder. I guess it would be a good spot to put your coins or whatever else underneath the cup holder. Other things I've slightly picked up on while being in the car, the stitching on the dash is, it looks fake. I don't think it's actually real stitching up on top of the dash. I think it's just plastic, where it has like the real stitching through all of these areas in the car. So some things like that are totally interesting. Some few things that I do love are obviously the air conditioned seats. It's got air conditioning all the way through the car, and then down in the back here, it's got your remote in the back. It's got a charger here which charges your phone, and Android phone fits in there perfect, which is somewhat rare. Sitting in the car though, what I can tell you guys is it has a heads-up display, and I wear polarized sunglasses. Because I'm wearing polarized sunglasses, I can't actually see the heads-up display which is in the window. See, I don't even know if the camera will pick it up. And then on top of that, if you can see that glare, that is horrible in my eyes while I'm in the car. And that is all these buttons along the front of the car. And because they're so super bright, I can't actually see what any of them say. I have to, yeah, it's very, very super bright into my eyes. It literally is like I'm looking into a light bar almost with the sun hitting that. So I think that's something they probably overlooked, which could be, it could definitely be dangerous going forward, you know. Yeah, let's pop the bonnet and have a look at this V6. All right, so we're looking at, guys, is a twin turbo V6 instead of the traditional turbo diesel V8. Engine bay looks really clean. Engine looks small, and it actually has center mounted turbos in the V of the 6. And if you look under here, there is a lot going on under the bonnet here. Little intercooler there at the back. ECU. Where is the alternator? Sitting quite low, probably. Typical Toyota thing, to put the alternator low where it can get water in it. Alright, just wanted to put it up on my rock wall out the front to have a bit of a better look. A little bit of articulation. I actually think it's already getting light in the rear, so it's only barely on the ground, so not a great deal of flex by any means. Looking through down at your sway bars and everything. Now, I was under the understanding this had some sort of fancy suspension in it. From what I can tell, it doesn't. It does have some sort of adjustable, well, I wouldn't say adjustable, I mean like sensor driven, I guess, shocks in the front, but other than that, all fairly normal. One of the cool things I've found is it actually has carbon fiber under here, which I think is really, really cool to have carbon fiber under the front. Obviously that'll be super strong, and then it's a really flat floor under the car as well, so that side of it's pretty cool. So going back, a little bit of, not tuck by any means, but having a look, that's actually, I guess when you look at it from this angle, that's pretty good tuck. Not bad. All right, so down here, I am. This is I'm doing my work, you do your work, all right? All right, so we've obviously had our fun with that GR, what is it called? GR LANDCRUISER, and literally here at Show Off Your Tints having a discussion.
It's more of a sort of, you know, like confined space of like, you know, of a Toyota. It's like a Yaris on stilts.
Yeah. So he's got, did you just tint that one out the front? Okay, what I was saying before, turns out that I'm actually bad at this vlogging stuff. Not really, I just didn't have batteries at home. They were here in the Raptor, where the Raptor's been all day.
Not being worked on all day.
Not being worked on all day, but I'm literally, what is it, 10:30 at night, and this madman's here tinting my car for my last minute. And hey, I really want this tinted now situation.
Would you believe I still have another strip and reaching to do tonight.
Tonight?
Yep. Of a Serato.
Keen.
Yeah, there was like
super keen.
It's like 12, 13 cars today. Because Christmas.
Christmas, yeah. Well, it's that we just had a hot period here in Queensland, and it's about to start raining, so you'll end up quiet. It's like raining for 2 weeks. No, still everybody wants tint? Okay. Yeah. I don't know anything about tinting, but back here with the Raptor, he is just currently tinted a 300 series Land Cruiser, and basically all those feelings that I had, we literally just bounced them off each other just now. Exactly the same feelings. Cramped, you know, just, what did you call it? Bolstered.
Yeah. So the interior is bolstered, and it makes you feel like a Yaris on stilts on the inside.
Yeah. And then the bonnet's really weird
and then the bonnet's
to look
really
at.
weird, and it's $150,000, and it's stupid.
And if you wear polarized glasses, you can't actually see the heads-up display.
I know, it's amazing, right?
Yeah. Which pretty much anybody does when it's sunny. So at night it'll be fine, I guess. So
Yeah. You know, like some of the options only half the time.
yeah, exactly. But I know this vlog has been about the GR Land Cruiser.
By all means,
That's
Toyota,
worth.
Toyota Land Cruiser. Yeah.
Literally, the Land Cruiser's worth literally 2 Raptors. I would definitely have 2 Raptors over that. Raptor is definitely a hell of a lot more comfortable. Looks way cooler. You can do sweet jumps, and that's about it. Thanks heaps for watching, guys. Peace out. I'll see you next time.